Right now, there's a visitor from a distant, unknown star, and it's right here in our solar system. It's called 3I/Atlas, and for months it's been at the center of some seriously wild speculation. So let's break it down and unravel the real story behind this mysterious cosmic guest.
Okay, let's just dive right in. This thing's strange behavior has fueled all sorts of theories, everything from alien tech to maneuvers that seem to defy physics. So, what is it really? An alien craft or an ancient comet? That's the big question we're here to answer. To really get this story, we have to start with this number 7 billion years. That's how old scientists think 3I/Atlas is. I mean, to put that in perspective, our entire solar system is younger than that. This isn't just some random rock. It's a genuine cosmic fossil. And get this, it's moving at 60 kilometers per second. That's so fast that our sun's gravity literally cannot capture it. That's the smoking gun, right? The absolute proof that it's not from around here, it's just passing through, which means we get one shot, just one, to study it before it disappears into deep space forever.
Okay, so we've got the basics down. Now let's get to the good stuff. Because as this ancient traveler got closer and closer to our sun, it started doing some really weird things. Things that sent the internet into a complete frenzy.
The first big head-scratcher? A sudden, really dramatic burst of light. Now look, comets get brighter as they approach the sun. That's totally normal. But Atlas didn't just get brighter, it flared up, becoming something like 3 times more brilliant than any of the standard models predicted. What on earth could cause a surge like that? And then came the next puzzle on the what is this thing doing list. Early on, it looked reddish, but as it got more active, observations started suggesting it was turning blue. I mean, was it changing its appearance on purpose? What was going on? But then it came the bombshell, the piece of news that really got everyone talking. A report came out that we had detected a radio signal coming from 3I/Atlas, and for a lot of people, this was it. This was the proof they were waiting for. And the last major puzzle was its tail. An incredible photograph came out showing this spike of light that looked like it was pointing towards the sun. Now that should immediately set off alarm bells for you. Comet tails are pushed by solar wind. They should always point away from the sun. This just seemed to fly in the face of a basic law of physics. So, right, we have this whole series of baffling events, but as you're about to see, every single strange thing it did actually has a clear and, frankly, a really cool scientific explanation. Let's solve this case. Let's start with that massive flash of light. The key thing to remember here is that this object has been in a deep freeze for billions of years. So as it got close to our sun, ancient ice inside it was hit with some serious heat for the very first time. This caused what scientists call a phase change, basically an explosive vaporization of trapped gases that just blew a huge cloud of material out into space. And boom, there's your massive spike in brightness. Okay, so what about that color shift from red to blue? Well, it turns out it wasn't a true color change at all. See, when the comet was far away, all we could really see was reddish sunlight reflecting off its dust. But as it heated up, it started spewing out enormous amounts of gas, like cyanogen, which glows with this really distinct blue-green light. All that happened was the glowing gas just started to outshine the dust. Simple as that. Now for the big one, that supposed alien radio signal. So what did our telescopes actually hear? Well, that signal was at the unmistakable radio frequency of something called hydroxyl radicals. And what are hydroxyl radicals? Well, they're what you get when intense sunlight just blasts apart molecules of good old-fashioned water ice, H2O. So far from being some kind of message from ET, this signal was the single best piece of evidence we could have possibly gotten that 3I/Atlas was a comet loaded with vaporizing water. This didn't raise the possibility of it being a spaceship. It basically proved it was a comet. And finally, that impossible tail. Turns out this was a spectacular optical illusion. The so-called anti-tail isn't made of material flying into the sun. Nope, it's a trail of heavier dust that the comet leaves behind in its orbit. And when Earth passes through that exact orbital plane, our perspective, our point of view, makes that flat sheet of dust look like a spike aimed right at the sun. It's actually a well-known phenomenon we've seen many times before. So all of this really builds to the real takeaway here. The fact that 3I/Atlas is so weird, that's exactly what we should have expected. Its strangeness isn't a sign that it's artificial, it's the signature of its authenticity. So let's just recap the whole case, shall we?
The supposed alien signal was just water ice. The crazy brightening? Ancient gases making a run for it. The color change was just gas outshining dust, and that antitail was a proven optical illusion. Case closed.
So, if it's not an alien probe, does that make it boring? Oh, absolutely not. In fact, it makes it even more incredible. See, 3i/Atlas isn't an alien messenger, it's a time capsule. It is a pristine sample of the building blocks of another solar system delivered right to our cosmic front door. I just love this way of thinking about it. This object has traveled for eons through unimaginable darkness between the stars. It's like a message in a bottle, tossed into the cosmic ocean 7 billion years ago. It's a priceless scientific artifact that can tell us so much about how planets form somewhere else in our galaxy. For just a fleeting moment, this ancient traveler is passing through our little patch of light, and it's carrying the secrets of another solar system. It really makes you wonder, what secrets will the next one bring?